So the guy that was sitting next to me, he came along and, like I said, and sat next to me. And then he was called into the movie by Legba. Legba called him into the movie, and once he got inside of the movie, he began to interact with Legba. Legba danced around him and foamed on him in the illness and sickness. Guys, I wish I can describe the sickness that I seen inside of Legba. He was possessed with this dark entity, and his eyes were like white marbles and stuff like that. And what he did was he passed the sickness and the illness on to the man that was sitting next to me, and he dropped dead and he died. Then Legba was well again, and I was like frightened because he passed his sickness on and he walked around and he was just as well. And I had known that some kind of way he's going to get sick again because other people came around. And as they came around, he would call them into the scenery of the movie, and he would infect them with this same possession that he had, and they would die. They would fall dead, and he'd get well again, and he would get sick, and he'd call other people into the movie, and it just went on and on and on, and it frightened me so bad until I decided, I said, I do not think that I will be calling on Legba anytime soon. So this is me talking. I have nothing to lie about. I'm just going to tell you the God's honest truth. This stuff is real. Legba, as of tonight, will not be one of my patrons again because he is a trickster. He will do things for you, and then he will frighten you afterwards, and it's just not worth it. Like I said, a couple of times I just heard him, heard something that hissed, and it'll say dude right behind me. I heard it a couple of times, and I wish I could have recorded it, but I'm not hearing it anymore, so it's over with or whatever. But these patrons and these matrons are not to be kidded around with. Marie Laveau, okay? Well, I went to New Orleans and I talked to quite a few people there because I've been doing a little bit of like anthropology and stuff like that. You know, collecting information and learning about cultures and stuff like that in other states or whatever. Like voodoo is one of the ones I want to learn so much about. Not practicing it, but doing a little bit of learning about it. So I went to New Orleans and I went to some of the communities and talked to some of the Katrina victims and stuff like that. And I talked to them about Marie Laveau, and I did get a chance to visit her grave. I do have photos that I will be sharing with you of her grave, but that's a whole nother video, as I do want to discuss that. And a lot of the people there in the community said she was one of the low-downest bitches they ever heard of through legend and stuff like that. So that's not me saying I don't know anything about it, but she is my matron. I have not called on her for anything, but I have noticed that when I did do the celebration and I acknowledged her, I have gotten 4 to 5 visits from her. I have very kinky hair, but the hair that I have been, every morning, I skipped a few mornings. I won't say every morning, but I say every other morning, I have been showing up with a straight strand of hair on my chest. How crazy is that? I mean, God's honest truth. I don't have any reason to lie to you guys, but I have had several straight strands of hair. My hair is brown, like a light brown. I don't really have like really dark black hair, but this hair was sort of a blondish type brownish hair, and it was thin like an old lady's hair. I'd say the hair looks like it to be on a woman of about 75 years old. And I know that's not my hair. I'm not 75 years old, but anyway, I have taken a liking to it being Marie Laveau's hair. And it was very interesting to see it because there's no older person with straight hair here. We all have kinky hair, kinky texture hair. I'm trying to give you an example of it. Sort of like that. That's sort of like what my hair is like. But the hair was very thin and, so anyway, I thought that was very interesting that she was making her presence known. I have not, I've celebrated her, but I have not asked for anything, any kind of favors, anything like that. And right now, I am kind of, skeptical because of the incident that I've ran into with Legba. Because sometimes it looked got to start it all over again. Okay, hang on, give me a second.